Tagless Tuesday. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Tuesday and time for my third Tagless Tuesday. I have to admit, this one I'm a little nervous about. This one is a little anxiety inducing. These are like not everyday little dee-dee-dee kind of questions. These are very deep questions to me. Maybe some people can just talk about this and be like, la la la. But if you're a little more introverted, if you're a little more private about deep personal stuff, questions like this can be uncomfortable. Anyway, before we get into the questions, welcome to my channel. I am Mira, this is Nightmare Bliss. I do unboxings, makeup, skincare. I talk about my nails now because I have nails. And I just did my hair color, did a bit of a makeover over the weekend. I needed it. It was time. We're going into a new season. It's March. I'm ready to come out of hibernation. My candle of the day, Pink Snowstorm from Goose Creek Candle Company. Love this one. Got it in my winter candle haul. It's burned about halfway down. It's getting there. I am burning through all my winter candles. All that to say, welcome to my channel. This is not a video about candles. This is Tagless Tuesday. I got candles on the brain right now. Am I trying to avoid answering these questions? Maybe. This is the first one. I have Whine. And it is 5 o'clock somewhere. It is currently 5:30 on Monday evening, and I am drinking the Dutton Goldfield Pinot Noir Dutton Ranch Russian River Valley 2018. This is from Santa Rosa, California, and this is a sustainably farmed grapes from Sonoma County. This does smell really good. It's very, very plummy. It smells like grape jelly. I'm not a wine connoisseur yet. We're working on it. My husband and I want to get more into wines this year. Tonight it's about the wine because this is a drink-inducing Tagless Tuesday. Val is the one who, I think it's Val's Vlogs, chose these questions. Val, you deep girl. You are deep. These are not lightweight questions here. These are heavy. What Tagless Tuesday is there's a group of channels and all of them will be listed below. I'm not going to mention any of them. And we don't tag everybody. We don't do that. We just list the channels below. They may or may not be participating this week, and you can go check them out. And they all do such interesting things. One of the reasons I wanted to be a part of this is it's such an interesting corner of YouTube. You know, there are so many little like universes in YouTube of creators. And I love their little universe of creators. They're just really interesting people. They do all different things. It's really eclectic. There's people from Michigan, so I'm like, yeah, count me in. I want to be a part of this. So let's get into it. Make sure you check them out in the links below. Lots of fun channels. Whew. Okay, number one, would you gamble your whole paycheck if you had a 70% chance that you would win 100 times the amount of your check? Have we met? I'm a Capricorn. By nature, we are not a gambling sign. So I would say no. 70% is not a good enough chance for me. There is no way. There's no way. Plus, I don't get a paycheck. I'm a homebody, and I would never gamble my husband's paycheck because he works his butt off for that. 70% no. If it was like a 99.999, yes. Two, you get picked to be on a reality show. Oh, what show would it be? Okay. Little known fact, maybe I don't watch reality TV. I do not like it. I do not enjoy it. Reality is crazy enough. I don't need to see crazy people on TV doing crazy things. I am not a reality TV person. I don't like reality shows, so I would say I want to be on none of them. I would want to be on my own reality show. I've always said that my life is stranger than fiction. I went from city girl to country girl, and you know, I would like, if I could be on a reality show, I'd want to remake The Simple Life. Remember the Paris Hilton with Nicole Richie? I want to remake that show with like me and maybe my niece or something. I think that would be cool. But any reality show that there is out there, I have no interest. Number three, while driving, you come to a railroad track. The train is stopped on the tracks. You don't know how long it will be sitting there. Do you take another route and add 10 minutes to your trip, or do you wait for the train to move? Always take another route. I've done it out here. there is at least 2 or 3 times I've been stuck at trains going through town, and I will turn around and go a different way. I don't like to sit still. Sitting still in front of this camera is the most I sit still in my entire day. And a lot of times it's why I have trouble filming and sitting down and filming a bunch of videos. I don't like to sit still. So I'm so fidgety all the time when I'm on camera. I fidget a lot when I'm on camera. I move a lot, and people say that's cool because it's interesting and I'm not just sitting here talking and going like this. But also it's because I have to move. Drives me crazy if I'm not moving. When I'm in a chair, I'm that little kid who's like, you know, the little kids that you're like, sit still and eat your dinner, whatever, and they're like, da, 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 da. Yeah, that's me. Cheers to all the crazy people who can't sit still. So absolutely, I'll add 10 minutes to my trip. What's 10 minutes? I mean, it takes me 30 minutes just to drive into the nearest big town. So adding 10 minutes is, I don't have a problem with it because I have waited at the trains. I fell for that when I first moved here. It's not a good idea. There was one time I waited 20, 30 minutes and I said never again. So no, I absolutely will always go a separate way. The times when I first moved here that I did get stuck at trains, it was always more than 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is nothing. Number 4 is really easy, quick one. You enter a contest, win 6 months of free classes. What classes do you choose? 1 is learn to play a musical instrument. If so, which one? I played violin since I was in 2nd grade. I love violin. There's a thing where once you learn violin, you can pretty much play any other instrument, which is kind of true. I can play the flute, I can play the saxophone, piano. There's so many, I can get by a little bit on guitar, but I'm not a good guitar player, but I am a killer bass player. I'm tooting my own horn. I'm a killer bass player. I won a Best Bassist award. But the thing is, I went into playing bass after I played violin. So if you play violin your whole life growing up and you pick up a bass guitar, it's pretty easy. I'm just saying. It's a different technique. I had to learn different techniques, but yeah, I'm just saying. So no, I don't need to learn to play a musical instrument. Kind of been there, done that, know all that. Cooking, baking classes, C. And no, because I grew up cooking and baking. My mom was obsessed with it. I come from a long line of cooks and bakers. As a toddler, my grandmother would put me on a little booster seat in her kitchen and talk to me about cooking. When I was a toddler, I was like 2, 3 years old, and I was like, what? Borscht? What's that? Yeah, she made borscht. Ugh. You know what 2-year-olds don't like? Beet soup. So no, cooking and baking class, I think I could teach the class more than I'd be interested in it. Now B, learn a foreign language, absolutely. I am obsessed with foreign languages. I took 3 years of French in high school. I love every foreign language. Basically, I want to learn them all. So learn a foreign language, if so, which one? Yes, all of them. I think first off, my husband and I are working on learning German. I've mentioned before, he was born in Germany. He was an army brat. We would like to go to Germany. I love everything about Germany, mostly that's where he came from, kind of, So I really want to learn German. I would love to learn Spanish just because it's so ubiquitous. I mean, it's like everywhere. So I'd love to learn German. I'd love to learn Spanish. And then I'd like to learn like a weird language. I would love to learn like something from the Baltic states, maybe. I would love to learn Polish because that's my heritage too, is Polish. My grandmother and grandfather, it was funny story on the language front. They used to argue in 3 languages. My dad talked about it. They would argue, they would get into an argument and no one could understand everything they were saying because they would argue in Russian, Polish, and Lithuanian all at the same time. And they would just go from one language to the other. And so they would fight in 3 languages, which is kind of funny. Maybe that's where I get that from, that love of languages. Number 5, you're shopping with a family member or friend. You see them take something and put it in their pocket, steal something. What do? I will be 100% honest. I don't know anyone who would ever steal something. Like, my brain can't grasp this question and answer what would I do because no one I know would do that. The thing is, like, my brain just doesn't comprehend the question because I've never been surrounded by people like that, I guess. Okay, so number 6, this one I've experienced. You go to a friend's house for dinner. They serve something you don't like. What do? Define that I don't like. That I don't like because I don't eat it because, like meat, because I don't eat meat. I would just absolutely, if they serve meat, I would just avoid the meat and eat everything else. And I would say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry it never came up in conversation, but I don't eat meat. But I'm sure this is great for everyone. Don't feel the need to do anything special for me. It's fine. If it's something I don't eat because of a moral imperative or something, I don't preach about it. I don't go all crazy. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'll just eat what's available that I can eat. Here's a good example. I went to a dinner once. It was actually a wine tasting party, and there was a dinner, and it was a huge, huge, huge thing. It was a long time ago back in Michigan. Out comes this little container, and it's butternut squash soup. At the time, this was like 20 years ago, I did not like butternut squash soup, and I looked at it and I went, ooh, no. But here's the important part of this question. I tried it because I don't like butternut squash soup, but I tasted it. I ended up eating the whole thing, and to this day, I love butternut squash soup. So there you go. So in that case, if it's something that you've never tried and you think, I just don't like that, I've never tried it, but I don't like it. Like something like that, I would say I try it because maybe I'll like it. But if it's something I've tried over and over and over and I know for a fact I hate it, then no, I'll just say, oh, this isn't really my thing, but that's fine. Don't do anything special. And I'll eat like sides or some bread or a salad or whatever is available. I would never make them feel bad or anything. Number 7, never had this happen either. These give me a headache, these questions. No offense, Val, but maybe it's the wine. You're in a parking lot and you see someone hit and damage someone else's car. What do you do? I probably wouldn't confront the person, and here's why. I don't trust people. Sometimes people be crazy. You don't know if the person has a gun. You don't know if they're dangerous. You don't know if they're going to come and hit your car. You don't know if they're going to attack you. You don't know if they're going to follow you home and stalk you. I hate to be that way, but I've had those things happen to me before. I had someone stalk me and follow me back to my apartment in Detroit once. So I come at that question from a different background than maybe some people do. I don't want to engage with strangers that I don't know, A, what they're capable of, B, if they have a weapon on them. As I said, former Detroiter, I lived in the Cass Corridor in Detroit before Detroit had kind of its renaissance, n'est-ce pas? I don't know. I mean, I just think it's like you want to be a good Samaritan, but a lot of times you're asking for trouble too. And the way I am in my life now, I just like my peace and quiet. There are certain times I would get involved with something, but what I was saying about the Michigan versus Pennsylvania thing, in Pennsylvania, it doesn't matter if someone hits your car. The state and insurance isn't going to do anything to that. It's like a no-fault state. So all I have to do is go say someone hit my car. I don't need to know who did it in Pennsylvania for insurance to fix it. So I think it depends on where you live. Now, if you're in a state where you have to track this person down to fix your car, then maybe people are more like, oh, hell yeah, I'd go get that person, or I'd say something. Here, I'm like, who cares? If someone hits your car in Pennsylvania, you don't need their insurance information to do something about it, to have your insurance cover it or pay for it or whatever. So to me, it's kind of a null and void question living in Pennsylvania. I wouldn't get involved in that. I don't trust people. I think it's kind of an explosive situation you're putting yourself into and possibly putting yourself in danger. There's times and places to maybe stand up for someone or maybe risk your personal safety. Like if a kid's clearly getting ripped away from its mother and kidnapped, I would jump in and be like, leave the kid and their mom alone. There are certain times I would maybe risk my personal safety. That is not one of them. It's a car. You can fix a car. Okay, as long as no one's in the car, no one was hurt. Yeah. Number 8, I hate these questions. I'm sorry, Val, these are too personal. They make me uncomfortable, but I'm doing it because it's a good exercise. 8, you find out your child, sibling, or best friend is cheating on their spouse or partner. What do you do? It depends on the circumstances, and that's all I'm going to say. It depends on the state of the relationship. It depends on my relationship with the person. Is there signs? Are there symptoms? Are there symptoms that there's trouble in paradise? Now, I don't know. I think it would depend on the situation. So I am choosing to say it depends on the situation. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't like getting involved with that stuff. I'm a very private person. I don't like to insert myself into those situations. I think it just makes for making your life and your peace of mind a mess. And I value, at my age, I value my privacy and my peace of mind and my lack of stress and my lack of drama over everything else. Everything else. And that's because I have been in these situations before, and I have put myself in these situations that never ends well. So no. 9, your best friend or family member just had surgery. You promised them you would come over for the evening to help them out. When you're leaving, you get a call from work telling you have to come in due to an emergency. What do you do? I don't go into work, but it doesn't matter because I only have a job that I have to go into a job. So there. Ha! There's my loophole around that one. I'll say this. In my current situation, I would tell work, no, I have another, I can't. I had someone who literally just had surgery. They need me. They have no one else to help them. You get $1,000. Number 10. This is easy. You get $1,000 to donate to any charity or charities of your choosing. Who do you choose? I would split it between 2. And this is easy because I donate to all these as well. So $1,000 to donate. It might sound like a lot to people, but my husband and I donate to a lot of dog rescues already. So I'm not saying $1,000 isn't a lot to us. It is a lot of money, especially right now. But we would talk about it if it was between us. But if it was me personally, I would donate half of it to Naked Canine and Small Dog Rescue, my friend Cecilia. That is the rescue that sent me my little angel Luna, my Chinese crested Luna, who completely brought me back from a really bad place after I had lost my heart dog. I said my heart's closed. I literally wrote to everybody. I said my heart is closed for business. I can't do this anymore. I'm never going to find a heart dog again. Don't never say never, for one thing. I said my heart's closed for business. I can't keep opening my heart to animals. It gets shattered. I can't do it. And then Cecilia sent me a picture of Luna and I said, when can I get her? And I flew to Alabama within a couple of weeks and adopted Luna. The reason I named her Luna is because of the Harry Potter quote. My mother always said, the things we lose find their way back to us in the end. And everything I lost when I lost Tippy and Aurora and my other dogs came back to me in Luna. And I can never thank Cecilia and Naked Canine enough for trusting me with her. She was special needs. She has a lot of issues and special needs. They trusted me with her, no questions asked, and she is the love of my life. The other rescue is called Hazel Janes. They rescued Miss Eliza and a whole bunch of other Italian Greyhounds from a live animal auction, and I believe it was Arkansas. They went there with the intent of getting these 27 Italian Greyhounds out of this live animal auction so they wouldn't be in the puppy mill business, in the puppy mill pipeline, and stuck in puppy mills their whole lives. And there was a whole pen of Italian Greyhounds. Hazel Janes they're this really small rescue, and they specialize in Italian Greyhounds, and they just had it in their hearts to go and get every one of them, and they succeeded. They got other rescues involved. They got all of them, and I ended up being able to adopt Eliza, who is my Italian Greyhound heart girl. Thank you, Hazel Janes. Thank you, Naked Canine. You gave me life support for my heart and brought it back to life after all my losses. So that's my questions. And come back next week and we will have more questions. I hope you like this. Check out everyone in the link below. If you like this, like and subscribe. Come back for candle videos, makeup videos, and so much more. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.